Hello everyone, welcome you all to this new video. So in my previous video, I had started with module 5 where I have discussed with the basic concepts related to Verilog behavioral description. In that we have seen the complete history of behavioral description, the basic introduction part, the syntax, and along with the logic diagram of half adder, we have seen how to write the Verilog behavioral description along with some of the assignment statements, right? So here we are going to be continuing with those statements only in this video, that is related to sequential statements. Okay, so in this we are having some of the statements which are similar to that of C programs also, as we know that the Verilog programs are written in the form of C programs only, and in that we are having some important statements that is related to if statement, else if statement, and else statement that we are going to be discussing in this video with respect to the sequential statements. Okay, so now let us start with the if statement. So the word if is a sequential statement that appears inside always or initial in the Verilog module. Okay. An if statement selects a sequence of statements for execution depending upon the value of a condition. Okay. So basically the if statement is basically performed under multiple conditions. Initially it is performed under two conditions. Okay. If you are having two conditions in either true or false, any one of the conditions should be adapted to that particular logic. And if that one statement is fits to that particular logic, then it would be executing that statement. Okay, so that's why between two, any one condition is satisfied and it is judged with respect to the true false condition. Okay, yeah. So the condition can be an expression that evaluates to a boolean value. So the condition would be directly linking to the boolean value of that particular logic used in that statement. Okay, so the general form of if statement is given like this. So this is the Verilog format of an if statement. This is very important. In case if they ask, you need to be writing this Verilog if format. First, you need to be writing the keyword if. Along with that, the whatever the condition is there with respect to boolean expression, you need to be mentioning it. And begin end, that is very important, because in order to represent the statements, we need to be beginning first then ending it. Okay, so after if, always you need to be writing the keyword begin, then you need to be mentioning what statements we are using for that particular condition. Okay, so this is the first condition statements which we are using here, that is statement 1 and statement 2. Then after writing all the statements, you need to be ending that loop here. Okay, so this is the if part. Then the one condition is done. So if it is true or false, for that we required one more condition. So that's why we are using the another keyword called as else here. Okay, else you need to be writing again begin, then other two statements of the second condition, statement A and B, then end it, and you need to be completely mentioning this in the format of Verilog, so that the if statement is satisfied for two conditions. Okay, so this is the basic format of a if statement. Hope this is clear. So you see here, the execution of if is controlled by the Boolean expression. If the expression is true, then the statements A are executed. If the expression is false, statements B are executed. Okay, it depends on the true false condition, as I've told you. So with respect to that, one simple example you see here: if the at the temp variable, if the value is equal to 1, then S1 is selected, else S2 is selected. Okay, like this, the conditions are getting splitted in the particular form of statements in this if statement. Okay, now we are having execution of if as else if. So what do you mean by else if? Else if you compare it with the if statement, it acts upon multiple conditions. Okay, whereas if statements acts upon only two conditions, right, either true or false. Here also the function is the same, that is it would be functioning based on the true or false condition only, but it would be having more than two conditions. Okay, so that's why we are using if, else if. Then the final condition, for the final condition we use the keyword else. Okay, so in between what and all the conditions are there, right, between initial and final condition, those between conditions are represented by else if. Okay, so for this you see here we are having one simple Verilog format for three conditions. You see here, first if for boolean expression 1, begin, write the statements and end it. Then for the second condition, since we are having more than two, so you need to be using the keyword else if. For boolean expression 2, begin, mention the statements which is attained through that boolean expression, then end it. Finally the last condition, you need to be writing it as else here. Okay, begin, statement, end. Okay, so this is with respect to else if execution. So this is clear. This is one example program for that. Now let us see one important example, which is very important and high chances of asking in the exam as well. That is behavioral description of 2:1 multiplexer with tri-state output. So here the word itself suggests tri-state. Okay, so it involves three conditions. So that's why we are using the format of else if or if else statements in order to represent a 2 is to 1 marks. Okay, so basically we are having two conditions here. One is else if and if else. So what is the difference between them with respect to the Verilog code we are going to be discussing now? So first, let us see the flow chart of our 2 is to 1 multiplexer. It consists of read value, input value, select and G bar. So these are the reading values which we take from the input side. A, B, select and G bar. First, you need to be checking whether G bar is equal to 0 or not. Okay, in the first case. For that also we are having two conditions, true, false. So this is for the first condition for true, false. So we are having here two possibilities, either true or false. So if G bar is equal to 0, then you need to be going for the next phase of selecting the whether which select line you need to be selecting it. Okay, so that's why if G bar is equal to 0, then only it is yes. If G bar is equal to 1, then it is no, because we say that it is of high impedance. So that's why you need to be repeating the procedure again. Okay, so now after that it will be choosing the select line. Okay, if select line is 1, then it is yes. So that's why you need to be approaching the second condition. If select line is 0, then you should be approaching the first condition, that is y is equal to a. It means that you need to be going towards the input side again and completely repeating the procedure. Okay, and if y is equal to b, again you need to be selecting y equal to b and repeating the procedure. Okay, in both the cases, select line job is to select which input is getting selected for the output to be functioning. Okay, so this is the basic flow chart of a 2 is to 1 multiplexer, and this is the logic symbol. It consists of G bar, A, B, and the select line through which the inputs are getting selected, and one output. Okay, so hope this is clear. Now let us see the Verilog format for 2 is to 1 multiplexer using both if else as well as else if. Okay, so what is the difference between if else and else if statement? We'll see here now. Firstly, let us see Verilog 2 cross 1 multiplexer using if else statement. Okay, so firstly you need to be writing the module name, the name of the module, that is mux 2 into 1, and the port parameters are inputs are a, b, select line, G bar, and one output is y. Okay, so mention the inputs and outputs here. Inputs are a comma b comma select line comma G bar, then output is y. And we know that in case of a behavioral description in the previous video also I've told you, outputs are always put in the form, output values are always stored in the register. So that's why we need to be using the keyword register y. Okay, then after that, in order to begin the behavioral description, the keyword always you need to be executing it for inputs, right? So always at inputs, that is select line a, b, G bar, begin. Now you need to be obtaining the if else condition. Okay, so here first condition is if G bar is equal to 1. So based on the flowchart only you need to be obtaining it. That is, see the flowchart and write the first condition, that is if G bar is equal to 1, then you would be getting y is equal to 1 dash bz. Okay, z indicates that it could be either 0 or 1. Okay, so it is the high impedance value. Okay, so 1 dash bz, it is a 1 bit binary number, that is y is equal to high impedance, so that's why it is z. Okay, then we are having else. Second condition else, then begin again. If select line, if G bar equal to 0, or if select line, then y equal to b, else y equal to a. Okay, so this is for select line 0 or 1, whichever select line is getting selected. Okay, then end twice, because we are having two times begin, so we need to be ending twice, then finally end module. Okay, so this is the basic format used for if else statement for selecting the select line for which input, and G bar for the high input impedance value. So this is the clear one. But now the confusing part is the Verilog else if. What do you mean by else if? Now let us see. In else if, again, module and name of the module and these things remains the same up to here. Register y, always begin. Now you see here else if is basically, in if you compare it with if else, in if else we have mentioned only for G bar, right? But here in case of else if, we are using both the conditions in one particular if statement. So you see here, if G bar equal to 0 and select line 1. So if these two conditions satisfies, then only we would be getting the value of y is equal to b. Else if G bar equal to 0 and select line equal to 0. Okay, here we are considering all the possibilities together in one single loop and check. Okay, so else if for these two conditions, then y equal to a. Then if these two are not satisfied, then it comes else. It means that the input is in high impedance state, so that's why you would be getting y is equal to 1 dash bz, then end and end module. Okay, So hope this is clear how the if else and else if statements are written with respect to if condition. Okay. So please note it down. This is very important. So one more example we'll discuss that is related to Verilog behavioral description of a D latch. Okay, how the D latches are implemented. So we know that D latch is basically the unclocked D flip flop, and D flip flop is the data flip flop where whatever the input data is provided, that would be the same at the output side. Okay, for that we need to be writing the behavioral description. So let us write now here module name, then name of the module I've given it as D latch, then all the parameters, that is D, E, Q and Q bar, where D and E are inputs. D is the D input, E is the enable input, Q and Q bar are the outputs generated. Okay, the one output and its complement. The outputs are mentioned in registers. Now always at inputs, that is D comma E, begin for two conditions. Here we are having one is for E is equal to 1 and E is equal to 0. Okay, so if E equal to 1, begin, the value of output would be equal to D itself, and the Q bar would be negation of Q. End it and end module. So this is the basic condition. We are not using if else statement because we are not having multiple conditions, because we are using only one input D, right? So that's why we won't be getting multiple outputs. So that's why in one if condition only the complete behavioral description could be mentioned for a D latch. So this is the program, guys. Please note it down. Now let us see using case statements the next example of representing the positive edge triggered JK flip flop using Verilog behavioral description. So here we are using basically the case statements. Case statements are used to represent the multiple combination of inputs in one particular Verilog program. Okay, so in order to which should be getting selected, so that with this case statements are used. So with respect to case statements, we have taken this example here. So how it's written: firstly, the name of the module and the name of the module, then all the port parameters starting from JK, clock, Q and Q bar. Okay, inputs are J and K. So totally input in altogether it is 2 bits, right? So that's why 1 down to 0. So totally 2 bits. So 1 down to 0 JK is written here. Clock is one input. Outputs are Q and Q bar. Okay, so this is Q. Okay, by mistakenly they printed it as G. Q and Q bar. Then again register Q, Q bar. Always at positive clock. It means that always at positive edge of the clock. So this is the basic clock pulse, right? So this JK flip flop would be operating only on the positive edge, not level. Sorry, it would be operating only on the positive edge of the clock. Okay, so these are the positive edges here. Always at positive edge of the clock we are having these conditions, that is begin, then write the case statement case along with the input, that is JK. JK means we are having two inputs, so totally we would be having four combinations based on the JK truth table. It is written as 2 dash D0, 2 dash D1, 2 dash D2, 2 dash D3. Okay, in 2 dash D0 it is where Q is equal to Q, the uh, output remains unchanged. It would be same as Q, the previous stage itself. So that's why Q is equal to Q. Whereas in case of the first combination 0 1, it is Q is equal to 0. It is in the reset state, and for 1 0 it is in the set state. So Q is equal to 1. Then in the 1 1 condition, that is for 3, that is 1 1, the output would be in the toggle state. So that's why it is Q is equal to negation of Q. Okay, so like this, this complete case statement and end case, then finally you write it as end module. Okay, so they have skipped it here because whenever you write module you need to be mentioning end module. So this is the Verilog behavioral description for positive edge triggered JK flip flop. Okay, yeah. So here this is the code for behavioral description of a 3-bit binary counter with active high synchronous clear. Okay, for this the code is mentioned here for a counter. So here first module, name of the module, that is CT case. Then the parameters are clock, clear and Q. Inputs are clock and clear bits. Output is 3-bit Q value. Okay, since it is a 3-bit binary counter, so that's why output is of 3 bits. So it is 2 down to 0. Again, outputs you should be storing in the register. Then initially the value of Q you need to be taking it as 101. Okay, so always at positive edge of the clock, again it would be working in the positive edge of clock. Begin if first if clear equal to 0. Okay, we are using clear if statement. Why? Because we are having for clear value. Okay, first is for clear equal to 0. For clear equal to 0, these are the parameters, and for clear equal to 1, the Q value would be in the reset state. Okay, so that's why for clear equal to 0, begin case Q, Q is the output, so 3-bit output. So you need to be writing all the combinations starting from D0 up to D7. Okay, for 3 dash D0, Q is equal to 3 dash D1. That is the next value would be getting counted, right? So that's why for D0 it is D1, D1 it is D2, and it goes on. Okay, and the final value for D7 it is again 0, so it recounts. So this is the all the counting sequences which were mentioned here with respect to case statement. Then end the case, then end this begin module. Finally, for if condition clear equal to 0. Now else means for clear equal to 1. For clear equal to 1, it would be again resetting the initial value, so it would be 3 dash b 0 0 0. So the value of q would be equal to 0 and end module. So this is the basic code which is used to represent a 3-bit binary counter with active high synchronous. Okay, so hope this is clear. Please note it down. So the concepts related to loop statements we would be discussing in the next video, because this video is lengthy now. So yeah, let's see discuss the loop statements in the upcoming video. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel. Okay, that's all guys.